to all of that in just a second. And then could fully vaccinated people in Ohio be able to mask up or be required to mask up? Are those mask mandates coming back? We'll discuss that as well. But first, Holly, we have to turn to you. Yesterday, Mo was saying all morning she went to Cedar Point. It was burning up. Are we going to see the same thing today?
Yes, and even a little bit warmer. So it's going to be hot, late July. So hopefully you can get to a pool or just enjoy if you're looking for something to do with the kids today. Upper 80s for highs, so we'll be closer to 90. We hit 86 yesterday. It's a little more humid, so we're definitely feeling it. And tonight will be similar as far as lows, 60s, 70s, very similar to how we felt this morning. And we're back in the 80s for your Tuesday. We got a couple of days of sunshine and some really great weather.
Oh, very good. So few days at the pool. Thank you so much, Holly. We appreciate you. She's heading over to WTAM. And we are live again on YouTube, so you can feel free to post your comments for the stories that we are discussing right now. And Austin, we're talking about this. The Delta variant is spreading throughout the country, and that may lead to another mask mandate. What's going on with that?
Yeah, and specifically with going back to school too, because I think that's one of the biggest concerns, is because especially kids ages under the age of 12, they literally can't get vaccinated. It hasn't been approved. So as we talked about last week, the city of Cleveland has already put a mask mandate in for, the city schools, metropolitan schools, put it in for next year. Also, Columbus City Schools announced on Thursday that they'll be requiring students and staff to wear masks while they're in person. And now we're expecting an announcement of new health guidance for Ohio schools in general from the governor later on today. So, and yeah, like you said, this is going to be fueled by the Delta variant, which is continuing to spread. And as we said, the kids who are under the age of 12 are vulnerable to this because they literally can't get vaccines. Again, Governor DeWine saying that he hasn't clarified whether he is in favor of wearing masks in schools or not. Hopefully know more later on today, but he did indicate that new guidance will be given on later today. And also the concern for the governor is for kids vaccinated, unvaccinated, just obviously getting together and, just spreading this from obviously kid to kid, but also going home and spreading it among parents, grandparents, other people in the community. So again, hopefully hearing more from the governor later on today on what these new specific guidelines are going to be. He hasn't specified on exactly what the guidance are going to be, but we do know that it's going to be sometime later on today. And of course, we're going to keep everyone updated on there and online at WKYC with the new updates from Governor DeWine.
Yeah, and also today, St. Louis, they have already really announced that they are going to start a mask mandate for indoor places and public transportation. So that's going to go into effect for those who are age 5 or older. So they are going back to that mask mandate in Missouri. So again, we'll have to continue to track and see what's going on, especially, we've heard from Dr. Fauci about how this is two Americas, basically, vaccinated and unvaccinated, and really trying to keep everyone safe as we move into the fall. Thank you so much for that, Austin. And now we make the turn pretty much because, we're NBC and the home of the Olympics, and we have some great news. We have some a local winner, Dave.
Yeah, I'll tell you what, we just talked about it on the air, and we spend a lot of time. I know I know this firsthand because I used to obviously work in the sports department, and following the local athletes was always a huge thrill and something we dedicated a lot of time to, to give the people who grew up in our area their proper due. And, getting to the Olympics, it doesn't get any bigger than that. So we want to give a big congratulations, Lee Kiefer, who was born in Cleveland. She won the 3rd fencing gold in United States history. She beat the defending champ from Russia. So she's a 4-time NCAA champion at Notre Dame. And she's now a medical student at the University of Kentucky. So, boy, I'll tell you what, just all around, what a successful person there. And her reaction after winning was great. And, she came in 5th in 2012 and then 10th in 2016. So really exciting to see her come in now in her 3rd time and get the gold. So local athlete, and there's plenty of other local athletes. And if you follow us in the morning on Go or on any of our shows in the Olympic Zone, you can follow the local athletes there. Of course, you can go to WKYC.com. That's a good chance for me to also let you know there's a link there where you can follow today's events, because sometimes it can get confusing, right? Because they're 13 hours ahead of us. And sometimes you're wondering, hey, is this on tape delay? Is this live? Mm-hmm. So, it's good to have that guide there to kind of let you know. And then maybe you don't want it to be spoiled, right? Maybe if it already happened, you want to wait. Because what NBC does is with all of the big things, right? If it happens in the morning Tokyo time, well, that's at night, it's 13 hours ahead. So see, I'm even going to get myself all spun in a web here. But basically, a lot of times what they do is they save the big events that happen in the morning until late at night. Because especially when you're watching gymnastics, it's not like those girls are competing at 11 o'clock at night. So a lot of times that's on tape. Speaking of gymnastics, not so, I won't say terrible, but not so great, because they're in second right now for the team gymnastics team behind Russia. So it's been a while since they've been in this position. So we'll see how they do. But really, the last thing I want to bring up is the men's basketball team.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah, what is going on? My goodness. They lost their games coming into it. And they're like, okay, well, just maybe dust off the cobwebs. And what happened?
Yeah, I mean, they're just, they have the individual talents, but they're just not getting it together as a team right now. I don't know. I don't have the magic potion for them, but that was it. 25 straight games, I believe they'd won. I think 2004 was the last time they lost in the Olympics. So not good.
Olympics. So, and then, Simone Biles uncharacteristically had a little bit of some flubs there. And it was interesting. I read a story yesterday about just saying how great Simone Biles is, because it says she never loses, ever loses. And she's always just like on point. So it's interesting that, when she makes a slight little, like, to show her humanness or show her humanity, it's like, oh my gosh. But we hope that they can still take that gold in gymnastics. I don't think they're worried.
Did you guys watch?
I was not able to watch. I was not able to watch. But Mo, I know you said you stayed up and watched.
I was glued to it. I mean, like, I know Simone Biles had it was very minor errors, but you watch the judges and they talk about, that's going to be a full percentage point because she jumped back like 3 times when she was on a dismount landing. But Suni Lee was incredible to watch.
You were saying that all morning.
Oh my gosh, she was flawless. I mean, I was really impressed with the entire team as a whole. So you could see Simone's face. She was just kind of, she was kicking herself on some of the mistakes, but gosh, I just get so sucked in to watching them flip. And then the commentator put it this way, because they were on that, on the bar. What's the balance beam?
The balance beam. Okay.
It's Monday morning. I'm on low sleep.
We're all kind of like,
right. I'm like, what is that called?
Yeah.
And he was like, okay, for all of you at home, put your cell phone on your living room floor. That's the space that they are doing all these flips and
wow.
And I mean, when you put it that way, that's the space that they have. So when you're watching them do like backflip after backflip, and then it's amazing. I mean, they were just amazing. So, Simone Biles, of course, you want her to be perfect all the time.
Right.
And it's like any athlete. Some days they have off days and some days they're completely on it. So we'll see. I mean, she's still qualified in like every event to go on.
Yeah. She said that she put a little too much pressure on herself. So that's probably it.
I think the whole world's putting a lot of pressure on her.
That's true. That's true. Including us, including me.
She stumbled. But they were beautiful to watch. And then I was like, I have to turn it off before swimming, because if I get sucked in swimming too, I mean, I'm just cheering for Katie Ledecky the whole time, because she's phenomenal to watch. And then she got second. So
and that's going viral. The Australian coach that was whoa.
Steve Kornacki, who did all of the election results for NBC, he's been doing the Olympic gold totals. So he had his big board out where he was showing which, you know, like 2016 Olympics, how many Katie Ledecky and Simone Biles, just those two athletes alone, how many golds that they won in the last one, how they're projected to win this one, and just, you know, like how the potential that they have for this. So yeah, I mean, those two were the top gold medal winners from 2016. And now they're competing again. So I think that's what makes everything so exciting to watch. Like, will they do it again? Can they do it again? Has somebody caught up to them? And then who are our next Olympians that we're cheering for? I don't want to push too far ahead, but 2024. So
we gotta say it today, right? We gotta say it today.
Two more things on that. I'm glad you brought up swimming, Maureen, because with Michael Phelps leaving, the men though, that they're still doing great, very successful in the pool. And one other thing too, I haven't caught a lot of interviews really, and I don't know if any of the athletes have talked about this, but when you talk about Simone Biles, these athletes aren't used to competing like this without the fan reaction. That's true, right?
Yeah,
so
true.
I wonder if, in any sport, gymnastics, swimming, anything, if, not having that crowd, I'm certainly not going to give the basketball team that excuse, but you never know.
Well, Suni Lee's dad, they did a little profile piece on him. I missed the very beginning, but he's like relearning to walk. He's in a wheelchair.
Yeah, he's overcoming a lot. Yep.
Yeah, he's overcoming a lot. So they were talking about just her performances when he's there, like that she has said that he has a very calming effect on her, and she is more at peace when he's in the audience. And he can't be there, obviously. And so they were showing the watch parties for her and Simone Biles at home. And like Dave was talking about at the beginning of this Facebook Live, that was 3 a.m. our time. So, they're performing over in Tokyo. Their families are staying up, watching it live. And then the athletes could run over and talk to their family because they had sort of, a setup happening. But those families are watching from home, hours and hours and hours difference. But that was the interview that they were saying. That's what's hardest, especially for particularly Suni Lee.
Yeah.
She doesn't have her dad in the audience. And she says there's a difference when he's there.
Yeah, we'll continue to watch that. And remember, you can watch the Olympics as well on WKYC.com/Olympics. You can watch all of the live stream. If you want to stay up at 3 a.m. too to watch it live, you got it. And then we close, Mo, because you had a very, very heartfelt piece this morning that is introducing a new series that we are doing this week for the Olympics.
Like we only have a minute, but we're doing we're highlighting people who are just, gold standard in what they do and how they do it and how they help us on a daily basis. And so the people, when I was asked who helps you every day, and these women are still in my life, but not on a daily basis. It was the staff members at the nursing home where my grandma was for years and years and years. She was in temporary housing for 6 years. She just passed away at 105. But these women, I can't even tell you, as soon as we were on lockdown, my first thought was, how are we not going to be able to go sit with my grandma? Like I would make it there at the very longest every other week. I mean, I tried to be there as much as I could. She's 15, 20 minutes away. We were not allowed to see her. And at that age, you just worry about decline. And so I know that this is not just my family. I know these women, and then the aides, this was part of the housekeeping staff. They sat with them and held their hands, and they gave them so much love. They became their family over the last year and a half when we couldn't. And so that's who I reached out and said thank you to, because I know we are just one family of hundreds that are going through this and went through it, and that they made us feel like it was okay that we couldn't physically be there in that room.
Yeah. And again, we are so sorry for your loss, Mo, but we love the stories of your grandmother that you share with us.
Lady.
we love it. And so we feel like we know her as well. You can find that story on WKYC.com as well as live on Facebook. It is posted there now. Tomorrow is my gold winner. It's someone in the field of education. Dave has one and Holly has one as well. Well, we thank you for always going for the gold and joining us every morning. We appreciate your time for this On the Go Post Show. Have a great Monday, and we'll see you tomorrow morning starting at 4:30 on Go.
Thanks, everyone.
Bye-bye.